Okay, we're 10-8. The number is 180 and the letter is G. My name is Mig and I'm speaking to an empty room. I'm here with my brother Robert. Say hello, Robert.
Hello.
We're learning how to play Factorio. We are getting to the point where we're going to have some petroleum processing. Ooh. Cue the oohs and ahs. Yes. Something, something. Alright, so that's processing petroleum and that's processing petroleum. 3 can be enough for now, I'm sure. That's fine, whatever. So, but again, the idea is you want to make everything to be as modular as you can make it be, right? You want to make sure that when you need more space, you have the ability to grow whatever you need out, right? So, I'm going to actually take this back. And the other thing is your brother often breaks his own rules, so call him on his shit sometimes. Um, but for now, we got that. So, what we have is the oil. You want to come over here and check out what we got? I will describe it as you're coming out. Whoops. As you're coming out for it. So, I'm out of pipe. Hello. Alright, so if you go up above this, you can see where the oil comes in. Let's drop some lights in here. Put one here. Whoops, what did I shoot? I shot the light bulb because I hit the C button on accident because I'm butterfingers on the keyboard. Shift 5. Alright. So the oil comes in over here. There's a pipeline that runs all the way down from those dots where that square is up on the minimap. That square is some walls because, oh my god, look at the fucking bad guys up there. We'll deal with those bad guys eventually. Pump jacks don't actually make that much pollution. It's far enough away. Hopefully they don't aggro too much. We'll get warnings when they are shooting, so hopefully we'll realize it. And we'll remember to go back up and, like, reload the guns and stuff like that. Anyway, the oil's coming into this storage container. You know, this is a buffer on the line, just like any other buffer on the line.
Biggest wooden crate ever.
What's that?
Biggest wooden crate ever.
Yes. So what we're going to eventually want to have is a pump on the line. Why can't I make a pump? It says I can't have an engine. Oh, because... Okay, so... pumps can only be made in factories. You can't pocket create the pumps because stupid. Because engines. You can't pocket create the engines. So actually, I'm gonna get some pumps up right here just for the sake of having pumps, because I like to be able to push fluids around. Anyway, so this is the basic way you do this. I'm not quite done here actually. So let me do this first. You want to actually finish hooking up my little pump creator there. Just put a box to give the things for the engine, and then go into the thing for the pump and another box for the things for the pump. Actually, hold on. I like how our stuff goes really fast now. So shift 1, shift drop, drop, whoops, drop. So that can go out, and then this can go here, right? And then 4. And that, and then that, right? And then we'll have one box. Groovy. Like that, right? Oh, and it's gonna need another one for gears. Can you do one for gears too?
Say again?
Oh, here, I'll do it. It's fine.
Oh,
So
yeah, you broke up as, I didn't hear.
Well, I'm just trying to make something that's going to eventually make pumps for me, right? We're going to want pumps for all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, we'll just box create everything, and it's getting a little bit complicated, but we can do that. We can do this, and I think if I drop some iron in here... Oh, and it needs pumps. God damn. Apparently, it's a little bit... Alright, so... I take it back. I'm gonna take all this away. When you go back over there, can you go make a mall that makes these engine units? These engine units here. Add that to your mall list. We'll get to it in a bit.
I will be honest, I'm still trying to get a proper layout for making those piercing bullets.
Okay, that's fine.
Cause it's like, okay, I've got the iron coming in on one side and copper and steel on the other, and I need room for output.
It's all good, Robert. I got it going here. This should be fine for now. I don't need a long-term thing. Anyway, what I wanted to show you for the pumps is how these guys line up, because this is another one of those things where everybody just kind of does it this way, right? So what we do is we thread the undergrounds like that. Do you see how the undergrounds are connecting to all of these things? Right, and then these can continue up in this direction, right? So we can do that, and then we can do that, right? And then, you know, at some point you turn them.
And they head west to take the bus.
Well, no, and then you put them into more.
Put them into what?
Put them into more storage tanks. And then you start using them. So we're going to need this stuff to create batteries and plastics for the most part. Let's see, what else do we want to build? Mining productivity could be good. Electric engine gets us along the way. Lasers get us along the way. Solar energy. Modules. Oh, do we get modular armor in the... Oh, in green science we still get... Okay, so I'm going to do modules. That'll get us toward modular armor. That's, you know, eventually you have power armor with, like, robots and things that make you run really fast and weapons that automatically kill the biters around you and yada, yada, yada. So we'll start heading in that direction with our science. That should be good. I need a little more iron. But basically you got a good idea for this. Once I get us a little bit further into building out plastics and batteries, I'll call you back in so you can look at it some more, okay? But you see, basically the output, you stagger them out. This is, you know, and then you put the undergrounds around them. So this is the important thing that I wanted you to see here. These little T-shaped structures here that allow you to essentially just keep growing this stack of refineries further north and north and north and north, right? So when the oil comes in, the oil will come in from wherever we want the oil to come in, but it'll come into the storage tanks. That'll go into the refineries, and then the refinery output will go into its own set of storage tanks.
So the pipes automatically make T-junctions when you hook them up like this?
No, it's you know, it's some pipe and then an underground pipe. Whoops, not that underground pipe, right? And then an underground pipe and an underground pipe, right?
So yeah, the pipes do make T-junctions when you...
Oh, so that's the thing, right? The pipes will automatically connect to each other. I'm gonna fuck something up just to show it. Like right over here. See where I'm... Okay, I can't get in there. See over to the right of where I'm... Oh, I can't get in here. Like here where I'm standing, if I put a pipe in here, it's gonna connect the red juice with the yellow juice. And awful, horrible, terrible things happen at that point, right? Basically, your pipes get corrupted. Now, they didn't because they were full and they couldn't get fully corrupted. But you have to be very, very careful that you never let your lines cross. If the wrong fluid gets into your pipe, you have to, like, pull all of the pipes out to get that bad fluid out. It's a big pain in the ass. So you have to be very careful with your piping. And that's where the underground pipes come in, because the underground pipes won't connect to anything but another underground pipe. If you hover your mouse over the underground pipes, you can see where they connect to, right? You get the little dash line like you do with the underground belt. But anyway, that's that. I'll let you keep going in that direction. I want to make some... I need to go get some more iron. I probably need to put down some turrets up there too, just to be safe. Running around and placing things. Unfortunately, Factorio is not the best commentary game, right? That's fine. So the idea here, for anybody actually watching me play this at home, is to take the items out and turn them back around again and put them into a series of storage tanks so we can keep them well. So for instance, when he comes out, he'll come out about here. Right there. And our science is grooving now. Let's get some, what did we want? Power armor, right? Modular armor. How much does it cost? Advanced circuits. We don't have anything even remotely resembling advanced circuits at the moment. But, you know, we can dream. Probably not useful to even research it at the moment, but oh well, who cares? It's fun.
Gotta research something.
Essentially. Groovy. Alright, one more storage tank here. So that's that. Now I have to remember what the hell to do with all this stuff. Alright, so we're making it. We can grow one or two more upward. We can grow a couple more downward. We have the ability to crank all this stuff out. And now we are filling up our tanks with our tanks of our tanks. So, good times, yo. Do we have pumps? We do have pumps. Let's go ahead and get some pumps in. Pumps are good. So that, I think, if I remember correctly how my pumps work, is how one can make sure one is pumping all of the lovely stuff out of things. Alright, so crude oil's coming up. That looks good. We can put another one here. Alright, we'll just put that in there. Let's make some more piercing rounds, because we like to use up all of our steel. Alright, so if I remember correctly, we need a chemical plant. I guess making piercing rounds is not going to be good for a chemical plant. What do we want to make? We want to make batteries. We want to make sulfuric acid. We want to make sulfur. We want to make all sorts of stuff, don't we? Let's make plastic first, because that's usually what we need before anything else. Actually, let's make... Let's... What are we doing? Let's actually make our converters first. So I think the converters would go here, right? And no. How do I? Ooh, maybe that's later. Maybe I can't do that yet. So okay, whatever. First, let's make plastic. Alright, and our research is going well. Now we got all sorts of equipment that we can put into our modular armor. Doesn't do us any good if we can't make the stuff for it. Maybe we'll work on lasers. Lasers will give us laser turrets. Laser turrets. Oh, we need... But we need gray science in order to get laser turrets. Let's do solar power. We won't get anywhere near solar power for a while anyway. But as usual, our research is outpacing our ability to use our research, which is fine. That's pretty normal, actually. That's how one usually winds up playing the game. So... groovy. Get some power in here. We'll get some plastic on the belt pretty soon here. We need more pipes. We need more iron. We need more stuffy stuff. Oh, hey, look. Bad guys. That was pretty cool. Got a couple bad guys toss themselves against our turrets. Probably get some walls around this guy yet. Groovy. So we're gonna steal a little of the iron ore from the steel production and give it to the iron production, because we can. Since it looks like one of the other ways you can tell how things are going for you and stuff like that is how your buffer boxes are doing, right? And our iron buffer is almost empty. We don't have a full line all the way up to our smelters anymore, and we don't actually have a full thing of iron ore going into them. But I gave him more iron ore now, so we should be building out a lot more iron. We are starting to run out of iron ore, though. Luckily, up by where the oil is right now, there's also iron ore. It's kind of close enough to still put on a belt. So, ooh, excuse me, had a little dinner there. When we get a little bit further along, I might just belt all that ore back. There's also some good iron ore directly north of where you are, or directly north and a little bit east of where you are. We can probably belt that in too. Pretty soon, though, we're going to have to worry about trains because all of our resources will be farther away than our belts can properly use. So that's when we use trains. We put our resources onto train cars, and then we run them along the train cars back into our base. But I have some fantastic plastic production now that we can be quite proud of. All right, we need coal too. Forgot about that. How could I forget about such things? Silly me. Groovy. Well, that's not good. Okay. I totally forgot. One of the things that is useful to have is the piercing rounds on your tool belt right next to a gun turret. So you can do like shift 4, shift 5 just to be able to drop a gun turret and then drop the bullets into it. But if you also have piercing rounds in your gun, then when you build piercing rounds, they're going to go load into your gun rather than into your toolbar. It's usually more important to get the piercing rounds into the gun turrets because your gun is not really as good as the gun turrets. So I usually keep normal bullets in my own submachine guns such that it's easier to keep the piercing rounds oh, hey, look, we just got attacked, in fact. So it's easier to keep the piercing rounds in your tool belt. Because easy. This is kind of silly, but I'm happy to do it anyway. Alright, so now I have plastic up on the line. Plastic requires, oops, oh, I hate when I do that. Plastic requires gas, natural gas, and coal in a chemical plant. That should be coming up. It's up on the bus now. Next thing should be batteries, which is a little bit more complicated, but it's not bad. So remind me how to make batteries. So let me see here. We got a bunch of these. So.
If I use a long-armed inserter, will it pick from a belt that's 2 things away?
Yes. That's how you can load a lot of stuff. So in many cases, you'll merge 2 things onto a single belt, so you can just do it with one single inserter. But if you need to get 3 things into it, right, then you can need to do it. Sometimes you can use the long-handled inserter to export too, so you can actually have 3 input belts and 1 output belt, right? 2 input belts on one side, 1 input belt on the other side, and then 1 output belt on that other side as well.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure how to get the piercing thing such that I can then expand it.
Right.
Because it needs 3 inputs.
Yep. Alright, well, we got plastic going. That's always a good sign. For now, my pocket is beeping. Let's see if... Oh. We're still getting attacked. Maybe we should put out some guys from the direction that the attack came, right? So that's a good thing to do. Now that I actually have things like turrets and walls and bullets. Drop you in here. Drop some walls around you. Uh-oh. I am out of walls. We're building walls around here somewhere, right? Yep, right over here. Groovy. Alright, that'll hopefully protect that. You can see right here where the bad guy bodies are, right?
Yeah, I had one of them come from the west, so I put another turret out there.
Yep, they're gonna be coming from everywhere. We're making a ton of pollution now. Groovy. So you can see here it's just coal and natural gas, right? And I have the natural gas coming in here and going out there. One of the things I can do to make sure if this gas ever starts running low in the pipe, such that these guys aren't building fast enough, I can put a pump exiting the storage tanks, and that'll force more out of the storage tanks and up into these. This guy here, I'm just starting to get batteries. Batteries require you to make sulfur, and then from sulfur you need to make sulfuric acid, and then from sulfuric acid you can make batteries, and it's pretty freaking crazy, yo. But that means I gotta run some iron over here because let's see, if we hit Q here, we can drop a guy here, right? The recipe for sulfuric acid takes sulfur, water, and iron plate. So I'm gonna have to get the water up over here. I'm gonna have to get the iron up over here, and then 1 more to make batteries up a little further along. But we will do that in the next episode. We're at a good 30 minutes now. My pocket's been blipping for a while, but that's because I had on a short timer anyway. My name is Ming. I'm joined with my brother Robert, and for now we are 10-7 over and out.